Dumating sa Ankara, Turkey si US President Donald Trump sakay ng Air Force One kung saan personal siyang sinalubong ni Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Binigyan siya ng red carpet welcome at military arrival honors bago tumungo ang dalawa sa presidential complex para sa kanilang bilateral meeting.
And we really do. We've had right from the beginning good chemistry. We've had a very special relationship. Turkey has become under the president a very powerful country militarily.
Isa sa mga pangunahing napag-usapan ng dalawang leader ang pagbebenta ng F-35 fighter jets ng Estados Unidos sa Turkey. Sinabi ni Trump na pinag-iisipan na ng Washington ang pag-apruba sa bentahan at pag-aalis ng mga sanctions sa Ankara kaugnay ng pagbili nito ng Russian S-400 air defense system.
We have a better relationship with Turkey, and Turkey has been in many ways much more loyal than other countries that we think would be loyal. So something certainly we consider. It's a great plane. It's the best, currently the best plane by far. And it's certainly something we will consider. I can tell you, we're going to be taking the sanctions off. Okay?
Ngunit hindi ito ikinatuwa ng Israel. Tutol si Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu sa posibleng pagbebenta ng F-35 sa Turkey dahil maaari umano nitong maapektuhan ang military advantage ng Israel sa Middle East. Naniniwala rin ang Israel na maaaring mabago ang balanse ng kapangyarihan sa rehiyon kapag nakakuha ang Turkey ng mga modernong fighter jets. Sa kanilang pagpupulong, muli ring iginiit ni Trump na dapat mapasailalim sa kontrol ng Estados Unidos ang Greenland. Aniya, mahalaga ito sa pambansang seguridad ng Amerika dahil sa lumalakas na presensya ng China at Russia sa Arctic. Bagamat inamin niyang maaaring maapektuhan nito ang relasyon ng Washington at NATO.
But it's an important part for the United States. And it's surrounded by China's ships and Russian ships. And that's not going to happen. Ships, it's not going to happen. It was Greenland that, and it continues to be. That should be controlled by the United States, not by Denmark.
Tinanong din si Trump kung magbabawas pa ba ang Estados Unidos ng mga sundalo nito sa Europa. Hindi siya nagbigay ng tiyak na sagot at sinabing pinag-aaralan pa ng kanyang administrasyon ang susunod na hakbang. Sa kasalukuyan, may mahigit 75,000 US troops na nakadeploy sa Europe. Muli ring binatikos ni Trump ang NATO at ilang European allies dahil sa kanilang tugon sa digmaan laban sa Iran. Aniya, nadismaya siya sa pagtanggi ng ilang bansa na payagang gamitin ng Estados Unidos ang kanilang mga base militar sa operasyon laban sa Iran.
I was very disappointed with NATO. And frankly, if it weren't held in Turkey, where my friend happens to be a very strong leader, a very strong person, it's possible that I would have attended, but we weren't treated well because we did something in Iran. We don't need anybody's help. I didn't even want their help, but before I asked, they said they wouldn't be there. And I said, that's fine. But you would think that they'd be very willing to do something to help us. And they really weren't. We didn't need any help at all. And in a way, I was testing people. I was testing to see whether or not they'd be there, because I've long said that we help them, but I'm not sure that they'd be there for us. And Italy turned us down, and Germany turned us down, and France turned us down.
Samantala, binigyang diin naman ni NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte na malaki na ang pag-unlad ng mga kasamang bansa sa pagtaas ng kanilang defense spending. Aniya, bilyong-bilyong dolyar na ang nailaan sa mga bagong armas, kagamitan at mga proyektong militar na magpapalakas sa kooperasyon ng mga bansang kasapi.
At the forum, substantial new contracts were signed and more big announcements were made. Altogether worth tens of billions of dollars and growing. That means more air defense systems and strike capabilities, more satellite communications, more ammunition, more drones and counter-drone systems, and increased resilience and preparedness. According to our projections, by next year, the alliance will have the capacity to produce around 4 million artillery shells annually, almost twice as many as last year.
Inaasahang magiging pangunahing agenda sa 2 araw na summit ang pagtaas ng defense spending ng mga kasaping bansa, ang kinabukasan ng presensya ng mga sundalong Amerikano sa Europa, ang patuloy na suporta sa Ukraine sa gitna ng digmaan laban sa Russia, at ang mga epekto ng tensyon sa pagitan ng Estados Unidos, Israel at Iran sa seguridad ng NATO. Noel Poliarco, humahataw sa balita.